Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees are entering an off-season that feels both familiar and uncharted at the same time. After a 2025 campaign that saw the team win 94 games, they secured a playoff berth but fell short against a division rival, the Toronto Blue Jays, losing the American League Division Series in 4 games under the stewardship of general manager Brian Cashman. The Yankees showed flashes of excellence, yet their roster remained flawed, exposing gaps that need addressing before the 26th season begins. Injuries played a substantial role in shaping the previous year, with ace Jarrett Cole missing the entire season, recovering from Tommy John surgery, and shortstop Anthony Volpe sidelined with a shoulder injury that required off-season surgery. While the team demonstrated resilience, it was clear that the roster, despite talent, was not equipped to make a deep postseason run, signaling the need for decisive action in the offseason. The urgency to act is heightened by the reality that Aaron Judge, the centerpiece of the lineup, cannot be expected to perform at Hall of Fame levels indefinitely, and the Yankees must maximize his peak years while building a team capable of contending immediately. However, the approach so far has been conservative, with the Yankees largely focused on re-signing familiar faces from the 25 roster rather than pursuing transformative acquisitions. Among the returning players are utility-man Amed Rosario, left-handed swingman Ryan Yarbrough, and outfielder Trent Grisham, all retained via qualifying offers. At the same time, negotiations with Cody Bellinger remain unresolved, leaving a critical piece of the roster in limbo. The off-season landscape has shifted since discussions in our Playing GM episode, with trades and signings affecting potential acquisitions. Ryan Weathers' trade altered the feasibility of pursuing Freddie Peralta, Pierce Johnson's move to the Cincinnati Reds, and the signings of Alex Bregman and Bo Bichette have further reshaped the market for infield talent. Amid these changes, one potential move stands out: trading third baseman Ryan McMahon. The logic behind a McMahon trade is compelling. Last summer, the Yankees were desperate for productive output at third base, particularly on defense. McMahon's contributions in 54 games were largely defensive, with offensive production limited to 4 home runs and 18 runs batted in, leaving his overall value muted. His offensive metrics, including an 8.4 WRC, ranked 17th among American League third basemen with at least 100 plate appearances, underscoring that his glove was the primary reason for acquiring him. The projected infield for 26, as per Fangraphs, lists McMahon alongside Jose Caballero, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Ben Rice, a configuration that is adequate but lacks the dominant left-side presence historically associated with elite Yankees teams. While McMahon's contract includes 2 years and $32 million, the team could enhance his trade appeal by absorbing $10 million of his salary, effectively reducing the financial commitment to $11 million per year, a figure more attractive to potential trade partners seeking defensive prowess at third base. Combined with occasional power, one proposed deal would send Ryan McMahon, along with $10 million in cash, to the Los Angeles Angels in exchange for right-handed reliever Ryan Zefirjan. The Angels face infield uncertainty heading into 26, with Christian Moore and new acquisition Vaughn Grissom providing options at second base, but the departures of Yoan Moncada and Luis Rengifo and free agency leave gaps at third. The Angels had explored adding Nolan Arenado, but he is now with the Arizona Diamondbacks, making the improvement of third base more challenging. In return, the Yankees would acquire Zefirjan, a 27-year-old right-hander with electric stuff, including a fastball averaging 97.5 miles per hour and a sweeping breaking pitch that draws attention for its sharp movement. While his first full season produced a 4.7 for earned run average and allowed nearly 2 home runs per 9 innings across 62 appearances, underlying metrics suggest underperformance relative to expected results, with a weighted on-base average of .354 compared to a .299 expectation. Given the Yankees' history of unlocking the potential of tool-C relievers, Zefirjan represents a high-upside addition to a bullpen that has lost production with the departures of Devin Williams, Mark Leiter Jr., and Luke Weaver. Replacing McMahon in the infield presents a challenge, particularly in a market lacking standout third base options. Jack McCullen and Peter Apple proposed potential solutions during our Playing GM episode, including Alex Bregman and Bo Bichette. But both are now signed elsewhere. Three viable alternatives remain for the Yankees: Luis Arraez, Yoan Moncada, and Adam Frazier. Arraez represents a stark contrast to previous profiles pursued by the Yankees. Unlike Joey Gallo or Ryan McMahon, Arraez is a slap hitter with limited defensive range and minimal power. Yet he consistently produces with the bat, posting a .290 to batting average and 61 runs batted in, with a 100 for WRC plus in a recent season, while his defensive metrics are subpar, particularly at third base and second base. His bat provides immediate lineup value and could be a one-year solution. Buying time for top infield prospect George Lombard Jr., who posted a 111 WRC plus over 108 games in AA. This approach emphasizes patience, allowing Volpe to return around May while providing depth and offensive consistency. A projected lineup with Arraez includes Jazz Chisholm Jr. at third base, Aaron Judge in right field, Ben Rice at first base, Giancarlo Stanton as designated hitter, Trent Grisham in center, Jose Caballero at shortstop, Arraez at second, Jason Dominguez in left, and Austin Wells catching, offering a balance of left-handed and switch-hitting threats in the order. Yoan Moncada presents a higher risk, higher reward option for the Yankees. The Cuban switch hitter played 84 games last season for the Angels, posting a .234 batting average, .336 on-base percentage, .448 slugging percentage, and a .117 WRC plus with 12 home runs. While injuries have limited his playing time, Moncada has shown consistent production when healthy, including a breakout season in 2019 and over 130 games in 2021 with a 120 WRC plus and 3.74. His pull-air rate of 26.3% in 25 suggests that his left-handed swing could thrive in Yankee Stadium, complementing the lineup's power and balance. A projected Yankees lineup with Moncada positions Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second base, Aaron Judge in right, Ben Rice at first, Giancarlo Stanton as designated hitter, Moncada at third, Trent Grisham in center, Jose Caballero at shortstop, Jason Dominguez in left, and Austin Wells catching, reinforcing a mix of veteran presence and high upside talent while allowing Volpe to return mid-season. Moncada's versatility and offensive profile make him a gamble the Yankees can afford, given the depth and utility options including Caballero, Chisholm, Rosario, and the recent signing of Paul DeJong to a minor league deal, providing insurance against injury or underperformance. Adam Frazier represents a seasoned, reliable alternative for the Yankees infield. He concluded the 25 season with a strong post-deadline performance for the Kansas City Royals, posting a .283 batting average, .320 on-base percentage, .400 to slugging percentage, for home runs, 0.64, and 23 runs batted in over 56 games, though not an elite talent. Frazier's versatility, defensive reliability, and ability to handle tough at-bats offer the Yankees a steady presence, capable of contributing across multiple positions, including second, third, and corner outfield. His pull-air rate, while below Moncada's, remains respectable at 19.8%, suggesting he can provide situational power in a ballpark favorable to hitters. A potential lineup featuring Frazier places Jazz Chisholm Jr. at third, Aaron Judge in right field, Ben Rice at first, Giancarlo Stanton as designated hitter, Trent Grisham in center, Jose Caballero at shortstop, Austin Wells catching, Jason Dominguez in left, and Frazier at second, creating a flexible configuration capable of adapting as Volpe returns and injuries occur. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Hold on to your seats, because the baseball rumor mill is spinning faster than ever, and it looks like the New York Yankees might be cooking up something huge behind the scenes. Sources who claim to have insight into the inner workings of the Yankees organization are hinting that the team isn't just waiting for the usual off-season maneuvers. They're actively plotting a plan B that could completely reshape the balance of power in Major League Baseball, and the name that keeps popping up in whispers, messages, and those so-called unverified leaks is none other than Kyle Tucker. Yes, the very same Kyle Tucker who has been turning heads with his combination of raw power, smooth swing mechanics, and defensive versatility in the outfield. If this rumor holds any weight, we could be staring down the possibility of one of the most significant acquisitions the Yankees have pursued in years. Now, let's unpack why this rumor, if true, would be a seismic shake. For the league, the Yankees have long been a team that balances tradition with a hunger for elite talent. Their scouting department has been lauded for its analytical precision, but also criticized at times for being hesitant to swing big on superstar-level free agents, unless the numbers absolutely align. A move for someone like Kyle Tucker, however, doesn't just make sense analytically. It would send a message. It says, we're willing to take calculated risks to cement our dominance and give our fan base something to truly cheer about. Tucker isn't just another name on a list of available outfielders. He's a game changer, the kind of player who can alter lineups, create strategic headaches for opposing managers, and elevate a roster from very good to potentially untouchable. And for a franchise that thrives under the constant glare of media scrutiny, adding a player of Tucker's caliber would be the ultimate headline. What's fascinating about this alleged Plan B is that it supposedly comes as a direct response to previous off-season uncertainties the Yankees have had their eyes on multiple high-profile players. But negotiations in today's baseball world are notoriously complex. Money, contract length, team fit, and long-term strategy all collide in a delicate dance that can make or break a season before it even begins. Sources suggest that the front office quietly prepared for the possibility that their first-choice targets might slip through their fingers, leading them to identify Kyle Tucker as a feasible yet impactful alternative. The idea isn't just to fill a gap. It's a two-season opportunity that could redefine the team's offensive and defensive dynamics for the foreseeable future. Tucker's blend of power hitting and speed, coupled with his youth and projected growth trajectory, makes him a rare commodity, one that could theoretically slot seamlessly into a lineup already stacked with talent. Speculation around this potential move has already ignited debates among fans and analysts alike. Some argue that adding Tucker could be exactly the jolt the Yankees need to finally overcome perennial postseason hurdles. Others caution that while Tucker is undeniably talented, no player regardless of reputation can single-handedly guarantee success in the postseason, where pitching matchups, managerial decisions, and even the bounce of a ball can dictate outcomes. Yet, this rumor carries a certain thrill precisely because it represents ambition. It's a reminder that the Yankees are always thinking 2, 3, maybe even 5 steps ahead, and that the organization isn't content with simply resting on its storied legacy. There's a hunger here, and the mere mention of Kyle Tucker in connection with New York baseball is enough to spark speculation about lineups, batting orders, and the potential ripple effects across the league. Insiders suggest that the Yankees' interest in Tucker might also signal a shift in strategy when it comes to balancing youth and experience. For years, the team has maintained a roster with a blend of established veterans and younger prospects, often leaning heavily on the sure bets of the veteran core. But Tucker represents something different, a player who is entering his prime, with measurable upside in every facet of the game. That combination of youthful potential and already proven skill is the kind of asset that teams dream about when trying to build sustainable dominance rather than just short-term success. Some speculate that if the deal materializes, it could also influence future trades or signings, as the Yankees would have the luxury of flexibility that only comes with having an elite, versatile outfielder anchoring part of the roster. What makes this particular rumor especially tantalizing is the sense of secrecy surrounding it. There are hints that discussions, if they are happening, are being conducted at a level almost entirely removed from the public eye. The Yankees are known for meticulous planning and strategic discretion, and in recent years, the organization has shown that it can maneuver quietly until it's ready to make an official announcement that leaves the rest of the league scrambling. The Kyle Tucker chatter fits this pattern perfectly. It has the tantalizing edge of being almost believable yet still far enough removed from certainty that every fan conversation feels like a potential inside scoop. And as with any high-profile rumor in baseball, part of the excitement comes from imagining all the what-if scenarios. How would Tucker fit into the current lineup? Would he play left, right, or center? Could he be a designated hitter in certain matchups? The possibilities are endless. And that's precisely why fans are already buzzing about it even before any formal confirmation. Of course, there's a fair share of skepticism attached to this kind of speculation. Baseball insiders and commentators have long warned fans about the perils of rumor-driven excitement. Deals fall through, negotiations stall, and the reality of contracts, service time, and financial constraints can turn what seems like a sure thing into nothing more than a tantalizing what could have been. Yet, There's also something magnetic about the idea that the Yankees are thinking creatively, that they're prepared to pivot to Plan B with someone of Kyle Tucker's caliber. It paints a picture of a front office that isn't afraid to challenge conventional thinking, to pursue unconventional opportunities, and to inject a dose of audacity into an off-season landscape. That often favors caution over boldness, and so, as the whispers continue to circulate, fans and pundits alike are left to speculate. Could Kyle Tucker be the next big acquisition that pushes the Yankees into a new era of dominance? Is this the kind of move that will reshape not only the Yankees roster, but the competitive dynamics of the entire league, or is it simply an intriguing rumor? A story designed to spark conversation and drive anticipation in a market that thrives on uncertainty. For now, the answers remain elusive, but the fact that Kyle Tucker's name is even being mentioned in connection with New York baseball is enough to keep imaginations running wild. The Yankees have a reputation for making headlines, or surprising the world with moves that seem almost audacious until they succeed. And if Plan B is real, if Kyle Tucker is truly in the mix, then we could be witnessing the prelude to a chapter in Yankees history that no fan will want to miss. As the offseason unfolds, every report, every insider tip, and every unverified piece of information is likely to be dissected, analyzed, and debated. The mere possibility of Kyle Tucker joining the Yankees adds a layer of drama and excitement that few rumors manage to achieve. It's a reminder that in baseball, the story is never just about the games on the field, it's about the moves behind the scenes, the decisions that define franchises, and the personalities whose careers hang in the balance of negotiation tables and front office strategy sessions. For fans eager to see bold action, the Kyle Tucker chatter is the perfect spark, hinting at a future that could be as thrilling as it is unpredictable. And while nothing is confirmed, the imagination alone is enough to keep every Yankees fan and every follower of Major League Baseball glued to the latest updates, speculation threads, and insider whispers that continue to swirl around one of the most storied franchises in sports history. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.